Okay. Celtics, Sixers. Series is tied 3-3 going back. I mean, with
3-2.
Sixers up 3-2 going back to Philadelphia. And Josh, I had mentioned to Nick, because we talked, about text, about teams, and I have to let him know that, it's unfortunate, but the Celtics are going to lose that series. I
You
don't
said
see
it in the
them
beginning, I think.
I don't see them beating the Sixers 2 games in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, the Sixers are going to lose that series. I mean, the Boston's going to lose that series. Nick, anything you want to say about that?
Coop, you saw on Twitter. I just got killed yesterday for saying anything. I should probably say nothing, but Game 5, man. You you want to hear a Celtics man pissed off, man? Game 5. Are you kidding me? I mean, you want to talk about no more. You played in the Boston Garden, in the hallowed halls, on that parquet floor. You know what it meant back in the day. Don't even know who Red Auerbach is. Listen, I mean, I'm going to tell you something. There's a problem, and it's called culture. And Boston was always known for their good culture. But when you go through 3 head coaches and a legacy front office man and Danny Ainge, a Celtics legend, in 3 years, and then you're going to still blame the coaches? Hey, it's got to be something with the players, man. Brad's got to mix it up. Now, that said, wait a minute. One second. Well, everyone forgets Milwaukee was up 3-2 last year, and Boston won 2 straight. They won in Milwaukee behind Tatum's 50, and then won Game 7 behind, I believe, Grant Williams' like 10 3-point shots. So listen, they start shooting, they start hitting. I'm not putting it past them to win 2 straight, but this is a fraudulent championship team, even if they win, because you just get them, you can leave them wide open if they're not hitting shots, and they completely fucking fall apart.
Josh, anything?
I see him shaking his head, though.
Yeah. It could go. This series could go either way. We'll see what happens. Don't underestimate Jason Tatum. Don't ever underestimate him. He is a heroic and invincible performer in these types of situations. He's one of the most fundamentally sound offensive threats, certainly, that we've seen during my lifetime, and maybe one of the best ever, and very defensive minded. He's young.
Listen, don't give up too much shit on this Boston stuff, man, okay? You keep it very, very minimum. So go ahead.
No, the 70s is if Joel Embiid dominates, the NBA scoring champion and the MVP of the NBA, if he dominates, James Harden is unselfish but does his thing also scoring. I think that they have a great chance. So we'll see. Well,
that's the thing. Nobody knew James Harden was going to turn into fuck the Houston Rockets. James Harden. He's turned into Andrew Toney in this series. He's Boston Strangler. He's killing them. And it's as if James Harden was just born yesterday. Like he had no potential to score. Come on, man. Come on.
He was the MVP of the NBA. In 2017, 2018, he's a 3-time NBA scoring champion, but he's also led the league in assists. And when you combine his prowess to score and his prowess to pass, he's one of the best 2-way offensive threats ever, both as a scorer and as a passer. So he's a member of the 75th anniversary team for a reason, and he's showing that series.
As Celtics and Lakers guys, we know, like you guys know from Kareem at the end of his career. I know from Larry at the end of his career. You could be injured, you could be old, but if you have the heart, you could pull it out of nowhere. And Harden, I'm not surprised, man. First time, I was a little surprised. Second time, shame on the Celtics in one series. I mean, they've lost 2 out of 3 games at Boston Garden, Coop.
Let me ask you this, Nick. Game 3, where the coach should have called the timeout.
Yeah.
And Smart ended up shooting the ball and making it, but it was too much. Do you think coach should have called a timeout?
Absolutely. And this is not new. This has been going on all season, Coop. All season long. bad late game decisions, lack of preparation. They look like they don't run plays. I mean, how could you have Jaylen Brown? I mean, he's been miles ahead of Tatum since the playoffs started, yet he falls into the corner and just disappears. Doesn't a coach need to call play to get that man action? I don't understand it. I mean, yes, he should have called timeout. Yes.
Yeah, because I think he had like 10 seconds, 9 seconds.
Yes.
Like
They're not smart enough. It's different
and
if you got the Showtime Lakers.
Timeouts.
You had two timeouts. I can't tell you how many games this year he closed the game with multiple timeouts left over. Listen, if you trust your team so much, great, Joe. But at least give your guys a little rest. Give them 2 minutes on the bench during the timeout. I mean, listen, man, I might wear purple and gold the rest of the playoffs. I mean, fucking doing that. Because if you guys win the championship and we're out, I might as well just go and crawl into a rock or under a rock or something if the Lakers overtake the Celtics with their fraudulent Minneapolis banners.
Well, first of all, let me say this, Nick. We don't want a wolves in sheep clothing, so we don't want you on our team. Okay. Second is that goes to show you about coaching. You know, there's a difference between being an assistant coach in this league for so many years and how people say that 1 seat away from the hot seat makes you act totally different. And I think, again, not being a player in the NBA kind of like has its detriments a little bit because you don't understand the dynamics of calling a timeout, when to call a timeout. And again, he's a young coach. He's done a great job with his team to get him that way so far. So you can't blame him. But again, that's what coaching is about, learning. And I guarantee you he learned a lot.
I'm sure he did, Coop. But put it on Brad because Danny Ainge looted our bench prior to the season. I mean, he took guys. We lost Ime, obviously. Who knows? No, I mean, that's like a bigger national security secret than I don't even know what happened with Ime. But we lost Ime. Houston doesn't seem to mind, but we lost Ime. Why doesn't Brad put some experience on that bench? Now, behind him as an assistant, I did see in the practice facility last week, Stephen Silas, Paul Silas's son, who was the former Rockets coach, having lunch with Danny. So that might be coming. Man, they need experience. They need some experience on. I was even thinking Frank Vogel would be great because he has no ego.
It's too late now because you know what? You
for
guys
next year.
Lose your chances away. Lakers are going to go ahead and not necessarily romp through this and get their 18 before the Celtics. But again, the Celtics, you can do whatever you want. You can sing the swan song or however you want to do it or feel. But for me, Boston sucks. And I'm glad that they're having the struggles that they're having because it's all about the Lakers Showtime out here, or what they call now Lake Show.
I don't like it. I like Showtime better. But you know what? There's only one Showtime, so let them go with Lake Show now. Now, here's the thing.
Showtime Lakers are more of a defining force in popular culture than any championship team or any championship dynasty that there ever has been and probably ever will be.
Josh, I'm gonna agree with you on that, but as a homer, I'm gonna throw the Celtics in there too, just for what they did with civil rights and crossing the color barrier. That's that they did more than just throw alley-oops to Coop.
Anyway, we're done with the
Thank God I'm out. I'm not in LA right now. Notice how I stop and look at Coop to see. Wait, one more thing, Coop. Here's the thing. I have to give my prediction now because the dust has settled. My 5 a.m. Twitter rant is now over. I was going to bet on FanDuel.com/Boston against the Celtics, but I have changed my bet back now. I think they will win tonight and then close it out at TD Garden on Sunday because they have something to prove at that place. The fans deserve better. They were booing them off the court, and they deserved it. That's it. That's my Celtics rant.
Showtime with Coop is powered by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston. New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus switch back if your first bet doesn't win.